Dragon Ball Super, Episode 81, Bergamo the Crusher vs. Son Goku. Which one wields the limitless power? And in Japanese, this one's gonna be tough. Tsubushi no Berugamo Bāsasu Son Goku. Aotenjō no Tsuyo-sa wa Dotchi dai. Okay, I want to start this off by noting how big of a dick Goku is basically being right now. He basically literally said, according to the subtitles that I saw on Crunchyroll, "I don't care." Quote unquote, I don't care. Just bring me your strongest fighters and I'll take them all on. What a cocky bastard. Like he is to say that. But, I mean, he's always been like that to a certain degree, but I feel like this is definitely an exaggeration of that character trait, because he's always, you know, cared about things outside of himself and his battles, but now here, he's kind of literally saying that he doesn't care. So I thought that was kind of weird, but it didn't bother me that much. I mean, because it's not against his character, it's more of just an exaggeration of that character trait. So this episode is obviously the third and final fight between Universe 9 and Universe 7, and Goku is fighting Bergamo the Crusher, the strongest brother of the Trio de Dangers, or Dangerous Trio, whatever you want to call them, from Universe 9. He's a wolf guy, he's pretty cool. The animation and art in the episode in general looks pretty good. But when they start the fight, Goku says, "Let's go all out because we won't get destroyed." I mean, if they were in the tournament, does that mean they wouldn't go all out? So that was kind of pointless to say, but of course that's just Goku trying to get the guy to go all out against him because that's what Goku likes. And obviously before the fight, Bergamo tries to convince the gods to like spare his universe or spare the destruction of the universes if his team wins, which when he said that, I'm like, okay, and Zeno ended up like accepting that, which surprised me. And my first thoughts were that, okay, so if Goku's really gonna go full on with this dick mode of his, then he really is gonna be the bad guy of this arc, at least for now. Because if he doesn't throw the fight, then the universes are going to be destroyed. But I'm very glad that the diashinkan came in right after that and says, hey Goku, if you don't go all out here, if we see that you're holding back and doing this on purpose, we're just gonna wipe out all the universes instantly. So don't fuck around. And also, I enjoyed the part where Bergamo was basically speaking to all the other gods of destruction, more or less convincing them more of how bad of a person Goku is. From their perspective, they don't know Goku, so their first impression of him are this guy who put this horrible tournament and all of their universes at risk for his own selfish desires. So that's basically the only thing they know about Goku, so it makes sense that they now despise him. And to be honest with you, I'm really not liking Goku right now either, because he is not being very considerate of what is going on, or even seeming to be aware of the situation. Like he said, he doesn't care. Okay, back to the fight in general. Like I said, the choreography in that first bout was great. Bergamo's powers were kind of like Sebastian Shaw from the X-Men, in which he takes, the more damage he takes in, the stronger he gets. Well, Bergamo, yeah, gets stronger, and he also gets bigger. And I thought that was really great, because obviously Goku is the strongest fighter of these three, so it makes sense to pit them together. Like I said in the previous review, I think these matchups are perfect with one another. After that first bout, Goku just starts pounding on him and pounding on him. And, you know, it's interesting, but it wasn't entirely that entertaining to me because it was just kind of Goku flying around. He turns Super Saiyan, punching Bergamo as he gets bigger. And as per usual, which I liked, Goku is using his strategy and saying, hey, he's getting bigger, which means he's getting more blind spots, so I can take advantage of that. We all know that Goku is a very smart fighter. So this happens for a while, and then finally, after giving Bergamo more and more of his, you know, punches and power, Goku decides to go blue. So his transformation into blue was freaking awesome. And I loved the reaction that all the gods had to it, because they're like, what is this pressure? And finally, he turns blue, and they're like, this power can rival the gods. Obviously, they must be talking about gods of destruction, because all three of the Universe 7's fighters should be stronger than at least Universe 7's Supreme Kai, so they should rival their power already. So they must have been referring to gods of destruction. So I thought that was really awesome, and how, like, seeing all of their reactions to Super Saiyan Blue. And then another thing that didn't really add up or make any sense at all. All they needed was one little throwaway line, which happens a lot in this series, to explain it. Goku does the Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken, and it has zero physical effect on him during or after the match. Now, did he master it? Like, is it affecting him less because he's getting better at it? Who knows? They didn't say anything about it at all, but nonetheless, it was very badass, and him doing the Kamehameha against Bergamo's Wolfgang Penetrator attack, which I love the name of. They have the Beam Clash, and Goku obviously wins by just powering up more with his Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken, which of course amazes everybody, and Goku wins the fight, thereby negating the fact that if he lost, all of the universes basically would be spared. But it's not like he had much choice anyway, because if he held back and lost, Zeno wouldn't have been a nice little fella. In terms of the pacing in this episode, I was a little disappointed in the fight overall. Like I've said in the previous reviews, I think the fights should be a little bit longer to drag out a little bit of the tension, a little bit of the struggle between the two characters, especially since Goku had to do Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken on top of that after giving Bergamo so much of his power. They could have made it a little bit more of a struggle with Goku, but knowing how strong he is, it's not a surprise that he won, even if he had to go Blue or Kaioken. And apparently, the rules for these preliminaries are anything Zeno says, but there are going to be actual rules in the tournament, which seems basically like a wrestling Royal Rumble in that you only lose if you fall outside of the ring. So I'm wondering if some guys are going to be like knocked unconscious and be laying on the tournament floor and then wake up from unconsciousness and then start fighting again, so because they weren't thrown out of the ring by the winner. Furthermore, if you have a double KO like you had with Gohan was obviously unable to drag Lavenda off the stage, so if we have an instance like that, then neither fighter would win or lose unless somebody threw them out of the ring. And the time limit I think is interesting. 48 minutes, that's a weird number, but I think it's interesting that they put a time limit on it. And I think it's going to be interesting overall, although hard to imagine how they're going to execute this giant Royal Rumble with, what is it, like 80 or so fighters in one big ring. So maybe the ring is really that giant, like 100 times bigger than this current stage. But I'm definitely looking forward to seeing that, and I think they can bring out some interesting ideas with that concept. So at the end of the episode, Topo, the cloaked guy, we finally see the cloaked guy. He's this weird looking guy with a mustache with the giant arms, like Popeye arms or something, with a big fat torso, and he's like, apparently this fighter for liberty and justice, which, okay. So then he obviously thinks Goku is a bad guy, like everybody does, so he jumps down and challenges Goku. And that's where the episode ends, basically, and in the next episode preview, we see them fighting, and I'm wondering, as Goku has had in the past, of him affecting people and bringing the good out in them and showing them that he is a good person. I wonder if that's going to happen with Topo, and Topo realizing, hey, this isn't all Goku's fault. He wanted this tournament and he wants to fight, but the rules aren't up to him. The rules are up to Zeno. This is Zeno's fault and Zeno's idea to destroy the universes. All Goku wants to do is fight, so it's not really his fault. And I'm wondering if Topo is going to realize that Goku is actually a good guy. He just loves fighting that much. But we'll find out in the next episode. I think that about wraps it up. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next episode. Thanks for watching, we'll see you later.